All right, so once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to extend my warmest welcome to everybody right here and welcome to this term's live session. Okay, it's called the Creative Thinking 101. So if you guys are into the creative industry or whatnot, you guys can actually sit tight and enjoy today's session as well, because I guarantee you guys, we have two veterans, two experts that are going to be here to actually share their experience and creative thinking process as well. So you guys might know, I just want to give you guys a brief introduction of the show. The objective is actually to share the importance of practicing creative thinking. All right, you might be in the creative industry, you might not be in the creative industry, but you might be aware, everybody uses creative thinking in their daily lives as well. All right, so once again, ladies and gentlemen, I highly encourage you guys to like it and share it, share it as a watch party so everybody can actually see it as well. Share it to your friends and family. Everybody can enjoy this type of content as well. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring you guys to the what is creative thinking. All right. So creative thinking is actually the ability to find new alternatives to solve the problem. It doesn't necessarily apply to, let's say, creative designers, musicians, and etc. Everybody, if you guys are an engineer, if you guys are a clerk, if you guys are in any industry, you guys can apply creative thinking in. And you might not actually be aware, you might not notice this. Your brain is actually constantly telling you, okay, you got to think of this, you got to think of that, because your brain actually searches for shortcuts, and that is a form of creative thinking as well, to let you guys strive to do a better job and a faster job as well. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, so sit tight and enjoy, because like I said, we have two veterans in the industry willing to share their knowledge with you guys in today's live session as well. So speaking of which, I want you guys to actually like 𝐶𝐞 Solutions Facebook page and share this live right now, okay? Share this live. Remember to actually put it on public, And in addition to that, we have a lot of free gifts available for you guys, including the grand prize as well. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to like it and share the content. And do remember, in the comment section, ask us a lot of questions, because we will notice you guys and we will announce the winners as well. And in addition to that, you guys can actually fill up the registration form. Okay, the link is actually pinned in the Facebook comment area. Do remember to actually see it, because for the first 30 registrations, right, to actually fill up the form, and the first 30 people to PM us at 𝐶𝐞 Solution in our Facebook page, you guys are entitled for a Samsung, don't play, Samsung cash vouchers worth up to 50 ringgit. And not just that, we also have the 𝐶𝐫𝐶 cash voucher as well. It is worth up to 299 ringgit. So you guys have actually nothing to lose, ladies and gentlemen, okay? All you need to do is to like the content, share the content, and do remember to actually, go down to the comment section area. And we have a mingle around session, because today is going to be really, really fun, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so speaking of which, all these results are going to be announced tomorrow, so stay tuned for that one as well. So ladies and gentlemen, right now we're going to bring into a segment which is today's sponsor. All right, so 𝐶𝐫𝐶 Malaysia is undergoing a promotion right now. Okay, so it's undergoing a promotion right now. So ladies and gentlemen, I cannot see right here, but ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to actually stay tuned, because we're actually having the slideshow available for you guys already. So ladies and gentlemen, 𝐶𝐫𝐶 Malaysia is undergoing a promotion right now. Get exclusive and limited additional 𝐶𝐫𝐶 beauty boxes in collaboration with Venice Mean for only 299 ringgit only. So the original price is actually worth up to 1,020 ringgit. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, right now it's selling for 299 ringgit only. So inside this beauty box, right, it'll contain a lot of things for you guys here, including one pack of Synergy facial treatment, one piece of travel size milk worth up to 40 milliliters, and one piece of travel size lotion, 2 pieces of 100 ringgit discount vouchers, and 2 pieces of 50 ringgit discount product vouchers, and last but not least, 2 skin scope diagnosis as well. So it is available at any of the 𝐶𝐫𝐶 saloons in Malaysia and online stores as well. So for more information, ladies and gentlemen, do make sure to PM us at 𝐶𝐫𝐶 Malaysia Facebook page to know more. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'd like to extend my warmest thank you to 𝐶𝐶 Malaysia for sponsoring today's live engagement prizes as well. So 3 beauty boxes, what are you guys waiting for? Do remember to like and share and comment down there. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, apart from that, we have one thing also available. This is actually the grand prize of the day, which is the drawing tablet. All right, so if you guys are in the market for actually drawing tablets, or you guys are actually designers who need drawing tablets, this is the grand prize of the day already. You guys actually managed to actually win this one. Who knows, you might be a winner, and we're gonna announce all these winners tomorrow as well. So stay tuned to our Facebook page at 𝐶𝐞 Solution. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's cut the chase already. Okay, so right now I'm about to introduce 2 very prestigious veterans in the creative industry already. Okay, are you guys ready or not? So I'm looking at the paper right now. This guy has been very, very impressive. So many line items, his resume must be 10 pages and above one, confirm. So ladies and gentlemen, he is the founder and CEO of Sincere Creations Group, and Chief Branding and Creative Director at Royal Eden Goddess International. In addition to that, he also is the Chief Branding and Creative Director at 𝐴GLO Arts Festival, Chief Creative Officer at iPad Global Legacy Foundation. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to put your hands and give it up to Professor Dr. Jeffrey Yao.
Hi guys, hi guys.
Welcome to the segment. All right. So you want to give a brief introduction?
Good. Hi everyone. My name is Professor Dr. Jeffrey Yao. I'm born in KL. Okay, I'm in this industry for 15 years now. Since 17 years old, I've created my own company. So thanks to 𝐭𝐫𝐞𝐚 Solution for inviting me for this wonderful session. Basically, I think these guys are working wonderful job, and then thanks to Emcee Khye for the generous introduction, and then I'm so glad to be with you guys in this afternoon, and I hope we have a fun 1 hour time for sharing our thoughts. Okay,
definitely we're gonna have a very beautiful time together, Dr. Jeffrey. All right,
yes.
So ladies and gentlemen, right now we're gonna introduce our next speaker of the day. All right, so she's a former art director and has been in the creative industry for more than 1 decade already. Okay, more than 10 years, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and her expertise is actually in creative design, especially in the property industry as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Jacqueline Liu.
Hi, about myself, like Jeffrey, but thanks for Clay to give us this chance to share our experience regarding in the creative pathway. Like what I heard in between about everyone's is very amazing. Everyone that did a great job. That thanks for this opportunity to let us to share our pathway.
Well, we should be the ones saying thank you, Actually, you guys could be doing anything in this beautiful and sunny Sunday, but you chose to actually stay tuned and educate the users right here. So for that, before proceeding, I would like to say, thank you so much, all right? Thank you, Dr. Jeffrey, and also thank you, Jacqueline, for staying tuned in today's event. All right, so today, we're going to officially start the forum already. Are you guys ready or not? All right. So I'm supposed to actually follow the script right here, but I think we're going to go off rails a little bit because, it's a creative thinking 101. We are not supposed to follow the script. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to direct the attention to our Dr. Jeffrey. Professor Dr. Jeffrey. So for the first question, I want you guys to actually define what is your creative thinking process. All right. So we'll start with Dr. Jeffrey first.
Okay, great. I think for creative thinking, the first step that I always do is that I always ask people to actually understand themselves. And fundamentally, you have to really know who you really are. And that's the foundation of dealing with every problem. So for me, is that creative thinking is that how big your vision want to go, Let's say you want to achieve something in a few years' time or a few months' time or a few days' time. So you have to imagine the result. So imagine the result. In order to imagine the result and then have a very clear vision on that. So then you think backwards. You think backwards on how to achieve that. Let's say your achievement is going to be like, you want to be number one in the field in the creative industry. Then what you need to be done to achieve the journey you want, Then no matter in what circumstances, like let's say this COVID-19 hit us hard, okay? But for me is that if you really understand who you are, you already have a plan B, plan C, or plan D. So you must have different plans for yourself because we as humans, we have to evolve through circumstances, through life. There's a lot of things that you couldn't predict in the future. So you has to be always get prepared. And then for me, I always think of what would I be in the next 5 to 10 years. So, and then if I would be doing this today, and then it will affect me in the next few years, So for me is that creative thinking is a habit. It's a very good habit to adapt. So you train yourself to be insecure in a good way. You have to be really insecure. And then because you are insecure, you start to think of what I'm going to do, What am I going to do? who am I going to meet with, what meeting I'm going to have, what's the deadline and stuff like that. So for us in the, like Jacqueline and myself, so we are in the creative industry for so long. And then for us, it's like, for us to satisfy our clients and our co-workers or even our, partners, and then we have to really know who we are dealing with. And then we have to really understand them. So that falls into the creative thinking segment too, because there is actually 4 Qs in the quadrant. We are normally know IQ, EQ, but actually there is this adaptive quadrant, and then there's this creative quadrant that people lacking of understanding. So for me, since I started in my business in 2005, and then I came across, because I'm a psychological major in a psychiatrist segment. So for me, to understand yourself, you have to fulfill these 4. Like you have the SWOT analysis for yourself. So you got the strength, weakness, opportunity,
and threat. Yeah.
For me, I split into 4. If my IQ is low, and then I have to read some books, right? I have to get some information online or something, go to Google or something. And then you got emotional are low, then you have to try to meditate yourself, you have to deal with your anger, you have to deal with your depression and all this. Then you are ready to think. Then you have a clear mind to think of how adaptive you are. And then adaptive comes with, fundamentally, you need to be creative. And creative means anything under the sun. If you have to foresee any circumstance that comes to your way. So you have to predict the future somehow to make sure that you are secure. So if you are secure, then you benefit the people around. So for me, is that if you have to do well on yourself, then only you can take care of others, right? So that's me in a nutshell. Yeah.
Oh man, we're just starting the first topic on it. It's so interesting already. So, but what do you think, Jacqueline, do you have another different process? What defines your creative thinking process?
For my process, actually I changed my career pathway when I'm 26, 27. That time I'm a web designer. So, be honest, I'm not good in coding. So I changed my pathway to be a graphic and art directions. So at the time I start, I don't know anything about it. So I start from scratch. So in that 4-5 years, I learned everything I want. No, I learned everything that require me to learn to fulfill the market. Because that you think, like Jeffrey said, you're insecure because sometimes you're not interested in something. You want to change. So you want to learn something new, which is like you need to keep on your passion. If your passion, you no more passion, like you no more fire for that, that's not the career you have to go on. You can't go on. That's why a lot of designers, they will stop their career when they are in 5-6 years.
And not just designers as well. In general, I guess that I have a lot of friends who are working in different industries, and it comes to the point where they are really tired already. They're doing the job every single day, and it's like a repetition for them. So my question is like, are they supposed, let's say they are very interested in one specific field, right? They want to do this, but they don't have the guts to actually put one step forward and then just pursue with it, because they don't have the skills. They have the passion, but they don't have the skills, the technical skills and whatnot. Should they, put out their first step and just go with it?
Yes. Yes, they should. They should. Like for me, for the designer, like everything we do is ordinary. It's just different with the style and the element and the colors. So it will look different, but it's still ordinary things. How to make extra? That's why we have the word extra and ordinary. So you need to make extra in the ordinary. So that's called creative. You just start with it first.
I see. And one question for Jeffrey as well, all right? So, Dr. Jeffrey, so we're talking about this one, right? Let's say I'm in my mid-30s, for example, and I have a job, I have loans, I have my family to take care, but I want to pursue in a different industry. I want to change my jobs, for example, because I have passion in another job, but I don't have passion. I died off already in this job. So should I proceed to that job, what do you think that I should do?
Okay. I actually have the same situation when I was in my 20s. Okay. So it was like 15 years ago. Okay. So for me, it's like, how do I deal with needs and wants, right? So you have to deal with passion and life. So life is ordinarily like usually like what people actually stops dreaming about, you know? So this keep them like off the topic. Okay. So for me, it's that, okay, we realize, like just now I said, so you have to think backward. Okay. So you must have a plan. Then the plan is like in 3 years time, I have to do whatever I like. So now in order to do whatever I like, I have to do something that I don't even like. So if you have to sacrifice, you tell yourself, all right, man, just this 3 years time, this is the time frame that I'm gonna give myself out in order to get myself in back again.
So you're gonna do what you're gonna do before you're gonna do what you wanna do.
That's
does it make
right.
sense?
That's right. It rhymes. Okay, so the idea is very simple. So you keep the job that you currently have, so you can pay your bills, right? So you can sustain a normal life. You don't have to sleep on the street, right? So that is a life. But then what's the difference of what you do with the other like 8 hours later on after your work? That is the foundation of your dream, and then that is the time taking. So you have to realize that every day you're gonna spend 8 hours on, like, let's say you like design, then you're gonna study design, you're gonna go on YouTube and learn some software, or so they pay some night costs just to go on with it. And then you talk to the right people, you try to expand the network. Okay. So for me, network is very important. So network is always your net worth. So that is how I grow from who am I. Because I tried 26 jobs before, you know.
26 jobs.
Before, yeah. So 26 different jobs, like my record was 4 jobs in a day. So I worked in 4 different places in one day. And then one day I just realized that this is how much I achieved, you know, all these jobs keeping me equipped to who am I today. So you must learn how to give up enjoyment, and then you have to put the enjoyment back to the vision. So you have to realize that whatever you do now is temporary. So it's not going to be long, because if you slack off one day, you're going to take a week to get back on. That is some discipline issue that you're going to deal with. So for me, is that family is important, bills are important. That keeps you off the track of worries, okay? But then you put your passion in and say, you know, Kai, you can do it, okay? You can do it, and then this is what you want, and then this is going to be great. So this suffer is only temporary, okay? Every greatness comes with suffering. So you got to deal with it. And then if your friends call you up for like, oh man, you want to get down to a club and have a drink, all right? I'll say, you know what? Knock yourself out, okay? You enjoy yourself. Okay, I'll see you back in 3 years' time, okay? I'm so busy on fulfilling my own dreams. So getting drunk or enjoy that moment with alcohol probably is not my time right now. I'm just going to have a sip of tea, you know?
So I'll probably tell those guys like, you know, every greatness comes with a suffering. I'm sorry, man. I'll see you in 3 years' time.
I'll see you in 3 years' time if you are, you know, that we are still alive, you know. So I'll see you in 3 years' time, and then catch me out on Facebook so you will see my progress. Yeah. Okay. So, and then another way is that when you want to do something, for me, is that I always announce like publicly on my own Facebook, right? So I will say I want to do something. Okay. Then you got no way to turn back on. You got no way to turn back on people, because that your face is on the line, your reputation is on the line. If you don't do it, then you are just talking, you know, nonsense. You are not fulfilling your promise. So for me, personal branding and creative thinking, it all comes to what you do every single day. And then are you brave enough to tell the world that you're going to do something?
I see. Wise words.
Yeah. Then you just like when you enjoy a meal, right? You tell the world that, oh, I enjoy a nice laksa in Penang. Then yeah, I'm going to do it, right? So I already eat it. So imagine your plan is a laksa. So you need to go to Penang, right? To get the most genuine laksa you want. So then you have to plan the route to go Penang. You're going to plan a day for day off. You're going to plan like who you want to go with. And it's the same. Actually, life, everything in life is habit.
I thought you were going to say everything in life It's like laksa.
Actually, it comes down to how you look at it, right? So, like laksa has a lot of ingredients, so yeah, it depends how you put it. So if you do it wrong, then it's not laksa anymore. So that's my idea anyway. So I think Jacqueline should share something else.
I see. So Jacqueline, anything you want to share with us as well?
For me, like Jeffrey said, every day, every routine we do will be the same. How to make it different? If you want to chase after your dream, like I want to chase after my dream as an art director, then I work it out. I no sleep. I work in an advertising agency. I every day back home at like 9 or 8. Most early is 8. I even need to go back to office in weekend. But all this, my boss never require us to do it. We do ourselves. You need to aggressive. If a word without action is nothing. If you want to do something, you want to achieve, you must do. If you think so much, if I do, then what the circumstances, a lot of situations, then just be ordinary.
I heard Jacqueline say as well, extraordinary, right? So that's what you're going to do to be extraordinary, right?
That's why you need to do extra.
You're right, man. So I see a lot of people as well, when they go to work, they go back already, they stick to one job, like a 9 to 5 kind of job, and they go back, they're tired already, They don't have the additional energy already, although they have all the passion, but no more energy already. What kind of things we would like to say to this type of people who want to try out something new, but bolat lah, no energy already. Even if I want to go to Penang to eat the laksa, right? I also no energy already lah. So what do I need to do? Maybe we can start from Dr. Jeffrey first.
Okay. For me, I always think that time is how you choose to use it. So like, let's say people will always tell me that you got no time for enhancing your own knowledge or skills, or even go to do like another job to earn some other earnings or profits or something. But you got time to sit down your ass, okay, and play games for hours. Try to achieve something virtually, which is not yours, and you have to pay to get it. Okay, so you have the passion to do something like that because you have the interest to do it, right? Because you have the interest, you got the network, so which is network gamers. Okay, I'm not saying playing games are not good, all right? So don't hate me, gamers. Okay, so I am totally salute to those people who make gaming and professional. For me, everything that you are good at, you can make it to profit. So for me is that it depends on how you use your time. For me, I could say I do million things in a day, and I never say I don't have time for things, because if you tell people you don't have time for things, you already say no to your mind, that your subconscious is gone. It's already like, already give up. Yeah. So, and then time, the law of attraction of things that wouldn't come to your way, then wouldn't make time for you. So there will be a lot of cliche stuff there to deal with in your life, right? And then you can do anything in your life, like you say, you can do anything in today's time. So in order for us to spend time here with our audience, so for me to provide some very advisable suggestion, time management is the key to every success, even the smallest success. Even like you want to take your car to a car wash, or you want to take your dog to a saloon, or you want to take your mom to a nice meal. Everything is time management. For me is that if you know how to plan your time, then you know how to plan your life. So why some people can do it? Why Warren Buffett can do it? Why Bill Gates can do it? They are still human. They are not aliens. So for me is that you start from the smallest thing. Like, let's say today, okay, you make 1 hour for trying to study something that you want, or trying to talk to people in the industry that you want to pursue. Then the next day you continue like 1.5 hours. Then the next day, 2 hours. Slowly, just don't force yourself too much, because people are habitual people. habitual human being, you know. So you need to gradually do the things that increasing the time. Then you will see the difference in less than 2 weeks. You can see it. Just like I wake up every morning at 5. Okay, then I
5
go to office.
a.m.
Yes, like 5:30, I reach my office. Okay, then I reach my office. Then before even sunrise, I'd already done 60% of my work. Then I got the time to deal with my clients, to talk to my clients, to understand the business or meeting some new prospect. Then before 3 o'clock, then it's already done. So I could talk to my staff, I could have meetings, then I could like schedule a nice meal with my family, with friends, you know. Then every day goes on. Because we got only 5 days in a week. So for me is that how to make the 5 days worth for another 5 years. So you're gonna imagine so many things. And then like what I said is that insecurity is an advantage to me. So if you are really insecure, you are afraid of this not done, that not done, right? Then good. Then put it in use or worrying something which is gonna make you grow. So like people are playing games, they are worried they are not getting that badge or, you know, achieving the levels.
The
Because they
accomplishment,
are
so to
very
say,
kanchong, right? They are very kanchong on something like that. But
Yeah.
then why you put the kanchongness in your life, man? So get a life, you know. So for me, it's like you can do anything in the world. You can play games. You can do nothing. Just stay on the wall for one day. If that is gonna make you think better. Okay.
I see.
So for me, anything is too much. It's not good.
Yes, moderation is the best, right?
Moderation.
I see. But speaking
And
about time
consistency.
management, right? You previously mentioned time management, and Jacqueline, you're saying that you have to do a lot of things to be extraordinary. How do you manage your time, you know?
Manage my time. Actually, be honest, I'm not really good in manage my time. But
Oh, it's opposing views?
yeah, but I will get my thing done. Like designer that have problems, like you need to like last minute, then you only got ideas. Because like Jeffrey said, because you're insecure, when you're more insecure, then you can come up something. If you have plenty of times, you won't have the ideas. Because you still secure with it, but you're still secure with the time. Like I really agree that times, like you do things step by step, take time. Like I like Simon Sinek to say that like you brushing your teeth every day, 2 minutes, twice a day. It's like to protect your teeth, right? It's not to say that I just go to the dentist. If you go to dentist, it can help. You can heal your teeth. You're not doing protections. You need to do things consistently. Like you brushing your teeth, you do consistently to protect your teeth. If not, nothing. The experience, the whatever progress is accumulate by time. If not accumulate anything, you won't earn anything. Like just a routine, you will get bored very fast. For me, I will. So every day, every weekend, I will think to do something different, like go to hiking, go some different spots.
Oh, nice. I kind of agree to the point where you say that, you know, when you got to do a lot of things and all like that, but no matter how successful you are, consistency is still the key. You know, if you cannot consistently do one thing for like 10,000 hours, you know, you're not going to amount to anything. Thank you so much for the sharing for that one. All right, so right now, we're going to change to another topic right now. So the question says that current creative and design market. So we're going to start with Dr. Jeffrey first. How do you think that the market right now is affecting, especially during the MCO period right now? How do you think it has impacted the creative industry?
First of all, I say from my own industry point of view, right? So I know a lot of people who own agencies, like my friends who own agencies. They are all competitors, but we have our own market. So how do you make sure your market didn't slow down? Okay, so for me is that's how you vision the plan, like an emergency plan. So every agency, successful ones, they have emergency plan. So first of all, they understand the strength, so they understand what they are lacking of, and then they have a backup plan who are waiting to be launched at the right time. So suddenly that people start to become their own voice of their brand, right? So even creative agencies, they start to pop out with their own KOL program. Yeah, they start their own branding session, they start their own seminars, they start their own courses. So then they turn services into education. That is what I saw in the market right now. Then suddenly they said there's a lot of gurus right now, okay, but respectively for me is that they have been there for quite some time, just that they don't think it's necessary for them to show face yet. So now they're popping out to share the knowledge on how to make economical investment on your own brand, or how to do things to bring your business online. Let's say O2O, you need branding first, you need design, you need content writing, you need so many things, right? So these people suddenly popped up. So for me is that it actually hit some very like new agencies, okay, because they are not stable yet. But for the ones that started to, like, it's been there for like 10 years or 5 years above, they're already like there, they know what they're doing. And then they have a bunch of people who know what they are doing. So it's very hard to collapse.
I see.
For me, teamwork is always like your company, like Click Solution. It can still withhold for some time for this whole MCO and still going strong, right? So it's some agencies that take this opportunity to become a greater growth opportunity. So it depends how you look at it. When the MCO came, I said, this is our time to do something else. And then our program has been written for a few years, and then it's time to launch. And then I told my people that, it's good to go now. Don't worry, everything takes time. So are you a trend follower or are you a trendsetter? So now it's very distinctively differentiated the two parts of people. So there are people who follow. When people go online, they go online. But they're without content. Then you die on the spot. So people who go online with a plan, then they become winners. They become trendsetters. Just like Click Solution, like today's session. If you say Creative 101, and nobody's doing Creative 101, right? Everybody is doing how to deal with MCO, right?
Yeah.
So, and then when I received this invitation from you guys, and then I thought, like, this is nice. This is some fresh breath in the whole RMCO kind of phenomenon, and this is what people should be doing. This is 101. This is the only thing you should do before you go to deal with your problems. So get your mind right? So for me is that like you guys know what you guys are doing, and then you know what is the trend going on, and then you know what needs to be done for the public. That's why you guys come up with a session like this. So for me is that actually every situation, no matter how good or how bad, for businesses, I think is always go back to the directors or the leaders of the company to how they see the problem. So it's like a relationship, So like relationship. So if your relationship cannot go all flying colors, you can't do that. Okay, you must have some low, you can have some black and white, then you must have some yellow and red, You must have some blue and purple sometimes, So, and then it's not always pinky, It's not always pinky. Sometimes it's just go black. And how you gonna deal with the black, So you have to color it up, with commitment, with passion, like you have to tell your people to stay optimistic, but have to be realistic in a way. So we do it step by step. So for me, designs are one of the field that no AI can replace.
Exactly, it's not like automation or in an engineering company where you got to pick and place robots. Designing is something special that needs special people like you guys.
No, I think every industry, if you are so good at something, you become the master of your own thing. Like the 10,000 hours is only like the starting point, but how to maintain, you forget about the 10 hours. So you have to keep it like every day I'm thinking like, how do I start? How was the mentality when I started when I was like 17 years old? That is the mentality that keep me going. So I never been too flattered about myself, or I would never say something too overly arrogant or something. I will stay humble. Then you are not the best yet. Because until the day you die, you never know who are you going to be.
Yes.
You cannot be cocky for one moment. You can't do that. So I always imagine, like, tomorrow if I die, would I regret what I do today? Like, to the words that I say, or to the people that I met, or to the things that I said, you know? So it's like a reflection every day, so that come back to the creative thinking. So if you have the rewind machine in your head that every day recorded down your memories, right? Then at night before you close your eyes, that is the tape that playing like 10 seconds faster. Then it's like, oh, something wrong, pause. Okay, pause, man. This is something wrong here. Cut it. You know, cut it and then put it in the KIV folder and how to deal with this problem. So designers actually are the ones who, okay, maybe your clients will be very demanding in the beginning because it's lack of understanding, right? So when a relationship with a lack of understanding, they will ask about question. It becomes very fed up. So I treat all my businesses or all my relationship like a love affair. Okay. So I'm there to say that because if you deal with love affair, you have to be really cautious with everything. In business is you kind of deal with people and then you have to make sure people are happy. And just like how to deal with your girlfriend, all right? You have to make sure they are calm, they are happy, then life is good, you know? Then life is good.
I think I'm starting to learn something right now already, you know? Treat your business as if it's your girlfriend, like a relationship.
Yeah, it is. And then you'll be excited when you met her, right? So it's like the business is like a prospect. You want to get this client. And then it's like you find a way to approach the client, right? So you'll do anything to impress the businessman to get it. So why not you impress your life and your business and relation every day, just like the first day you want it? That is the passion. So don't lack it off. Don't think that this is like you're gonna take it for granted, man. You're gonna take it for granted. Okay, I bought a car, then I just, oh, this is my car already, so I don't have to take it. It's my car. But you know what? The car doesn't, wash himself. You're gonna wash the car. You're gonna pay the road tax. You're gonna pick it to petrol. You have to do so many maintenance. And if you can take care of your own life, then everything in life is supposed to be treated passionately. So that's my take. That's my take on it.
Very well said, indeed. Very well said. Right, coming back to Jacqueline, how do you think that the current creative industry and design market has changed overall? Previously Jeffrey has said that, right now we either as a trendsetter or we're a follower. But how do you think the market is doing right now, and how the MCO and the RMCO has impacted this field?
For me, a lot of things like in marketing, it's become like Jeffrey say, what people do, then another people do the same thing. Actually, for me understanding in this marketing and advertising line, you need to create something emotions. Emotion drive the purchase desire. If you don't have the desire, you cannot drive the desire to purchase. It's nothing. What you're doing the advertising, it not achieve. It's something need to create the desire. What to create the desire is the emotions. So yeah, like everyone know about Petronas, right? Yasmin. He the start with the advertisement with a lot of emotions. But currently what the emotion we have is only visual. Actually we have 5 senses. When we have achieved it only with visual only, we might need to think about like we can put on sound and put on smell about it and touch. You got 5 senses. You're not to say you need to achieve 5 senses, at least 2 or 3. Then you like pioneer. You create something different.
Oh, it seems like it's more of a love affair kind of thing. Dr. Jeffrey said that, you're going to treat it like a relationship, like a girlfriend. And you're saying that Jacqueline is saying that, you're going to approach them with all the 5 senses and all. It seems like it's a lot of hard work, isn't it?
Yes, it's really like effort and the emotions.
I see. All right. So speaking of emotions and all right, being a designer, being an art director, I think sometimes you guys would lash out. You guys would have, you guys are humans as well, right? You guys have emotions as well. So I want to know from your standpoint, what are the challenges of being a designer or a art director? How do you actually communicate with your clients to ensure that your idea is thoroughly accepted? We're going to start with Dr. Jeffrey first.
Okay. For this, it's pretty interesting. So just now I said about love affair. All right. So love affair is like, okay. So imagine your client before you walked into the meeting room, or even it's new, right? So before you walk in the mirror, I always come with this. You must imagine the 7 questions that your client would ask you. 7 questions before you walked in. The night before, you have to think of this 7 questions. You have to predict these 7 questions. Like the client will probably ask you, and then what's your answer. Then you will know. And then in the designing process, so the designing process comes second. So the first thing is that you should meet the client personally, or now even on Zoom or on like social media platform, you can have a virtually meeting with them. And first of all, they need to like you. They need to like you. They have to be pleasant to your eyes. Okay?
So they got to fall into you first before they fall into your idea.
That's right. Because for me, it's like how they fall into you. That is a pretty realistic question too, because it has a formula to that. First you have to show up like professional, like very professional, and then you have to be knowledgeable in your field. Then you have to answer everything within 5 seconds. So it comes to creative thinking also. Creative thinking, like how you imagine something is not happening yet and happened in front of you, and then you know what exactly to do. So in the designing process, then the questionnaire that the client asks you is something that is a pre-step. All right. Then in the middle of the designing progress, actually is the time that you put your thinking and the expectation together to make it a reality. So that is that reality session in the making. Then after it made, and then probably is not what they want. It often occurs to me that this is what we discussed before, but you cannot be angry about it. You just can't, because people change and circumstances change. So you have to be prepared for change. So if you are a designer, you have to be adaptable for change, and adaptable for any emotions that comes into the meeting room or any proposal sent. You have to be really, your IQ has to be really, really tall, like really high. You cannot be satisfied with a single discussion. So always ask questions like, is it double confirm? You have to double confirm. You have to tell them like, is this what you want? Is this okay? Is it all right? Is it going on live right now? Is it okay for us to do it right now? Is the budget okay? Is this direction you want? If we ask those questions a lot, then we actually like care, like how we ask our girlfriend, are you all right? Is the food all right? Do you like my deodorant or something?
That's a pretty funny question. Do you like my deodorant?
Hey, because most guys, right, they never ask. That's why they always didn't know what the problem is.
This I agree.
They are too proud. They are too proud to talk about their
by
choices.
ego issues and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's right. It like for me, it's that I will ask like, is the temperature all right? Is it too cold? Do you need a jacket?
So we all know right now already, Dr. Jeffrey has very, very good deodorant. Huh?
I want to put it on because like it comes with what people remembers on the 5 senses, right? Jacqueline said, okay, smell. Smell is a thing that before you approach somebody, they can smell it, right? If they smell a wrong deodorant or a wrong perfume, that is so wrong. Then they never liked you.
I agree. I couldn't agree more.
So the next show, we might bring some perfume brands into the show, right? Okay.
I think so, but stay tuned, guys. We might have some perfume brands available.
You gotta smell right. Yeah, you gotta smell right. Then you have to talk right. You have to dress right. Then you have to be like, you have the right attitude. For me, most importantly is the attitude.
I see.
Attitude.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jeffrey, for sharing this. So right now, I'm going to pass the mic to Jacqueline. So what are your challenges being a designer or an art director? And same question as well. How do you communicate with clients to ensure that your idea is properly and thoroughly translated?
We're trying our way to translate our word in visual, because most of art director of designer, they're not really good in express their idea in words. It's same to me, I'm doing the same thing. So you got to practice, like what Jeffrey said, you got to practice. It's no other shortcut way. Then you want to know what you lack of, what you want to improve in your work. And
So you got to be versatile, right?
Yes, you need to be versatile. Then in the same time, like I'm saying that like you need to I have a really like one style in my work last time. Even now I still have the shadow. Then yeah, it's like it's a trend. Sometimes in like this trend you will follow. Everyone will make same mistake. So you got to like be clear and calm. Like Jeffrey said, the emotion, your own emotions is really important, because the artwork is created by a designer. If the designer, if that day he like break up with girlfriend or boyfriend, they get no mood or whatever, when she sad, when it come out, everything is really sad, because it's the emotions you will bring in your work.
So the ideas that you actually come forward actually reflects your personal being as well.
That view, yeah. That's why you get to happy and peace. How to be happy and peace? I just I practice every day. How to I want to happy and peace. First thing,
Nice.
I will need to remind myself every day what is my intention in this work. In this work, I just want to get the money and get the job done. Okay, that's it. Whatever happened in the meeting, what happened with the clients, this doesn't matter, because you want to get the work done. What is your intention? Ask yourself. Then this is how I practice. Yeah, every day I ask, what is my intention? What I want every day. That's
But
why.
going off topic right here, you're talking about intentions and all. You know, I see a lot of people, especially artists and people who deal with art on a daily basis. They have a lot of intention. They want to change the world. They want their artwork to be inspired by. We want to inspire everybody, but sometimes this does not translate into realistically speaking, cash. They cannot afford to buy this and buy that, but they have a lot of this passion. For example, if you go to Tokyo itself in Japan, they have a lot of these anime writers and scripters and all. They're good, they're content, they love their work, but they're not very good. They're not living comfortably in life. And what advice would you have for this kind of people? Let's start with Dr. Jeffrey first.
Okay, for people who are like ideally, having a pure passion on their own work or masterpiece, they recognize their own talent, right? Without people even realizing their talent yet. Okay, so these people for me are, first, they are very brave. They know what they are doing.
Yes.
But the problem is, they don't know what the world wants. And sometimes creative thinking has to be in both ways. So for me, it's first you have ideally think of what is ideal to the world, but is the world ready yet? And then if the world is not ready yet, how do you make it ready? Just like Apple when they created the iPhone or iPod, the world is not ready for change. But they make it so cool and make you want it without even understanding that idea or that product, So you jump into it and pay the high price tag, and then you say it's cheap because people are selling to emotions. So I totally agree with everything, because I am quite an emotional guy too, but I don't really yell at people all the time.
Well, there's some meaning behind that laugh.
I don't like to yell at people. I don't like to yell at people, but I would digest it with my own words. I would probably, if I have an anger problem, or if I feel like the world doesn't treat me right, doesn't understand me, then I'll ask myself, do you let the world understand you yet? You know, do you do whatever it takes for the world to understand you? And do you do it in a way that's so boring? You list down the facts, like Microsoft selling the computers. They'll tell you like how fast is the Mac, you know, they'll tell you that what processor they use. But then Apple only simply said, you know, this is the only music machine you ever need in your life. They never tell you what spec it is. They tell you what you desire the most. So if animators or even like the creative designers or painters, for me is that you have to sell emotions. And it's not a gimmick, but it's a way to tell people to absorb easily, because everybody has emotion. Even animals have emotion, you know. So if you deal with military orders, then nobody likes it, right? So if you tell them, all right, so, you know, this is what I'm telling you. So I have this piece of artwork that I think will be perfectly for your business. Would you like to try?
Yes.
And then there is like, there's no no in that answer, you know?
Yes, yes.
It's a question without a no.
Yes.
So because you are so nice, you are sincerely asking them, would you like to try? Or well, you can say next time, yeah. So, but there will be no no's in the answer. So for me, it's like how you approach that communication wave to tell people with the brainwave, like people easily accepted you, no matter how tough the person is. For me, if you're gentle, yeah, Jacqueline said gentle. Okay, gentle to yourself and gentle to your client, or gentle to anybody you want to talk to.
Yes.
Let them understand, this is what I think. You know, if you think that my thoughts are wrong, then you let me know. You let me know, and then I try to, you know, find out another way to communicate with you, and try to make it up. You know, so yeah.
So it's all about emotions, am I right? The interpersonal emotions. But speaking about emotions right now, right? You know, you can't be always happy every day. For example, you know, like Jacqueline said, you're going to try yourself to know your intention and you're going to be happy every day. But there comes to a point where sometimes you're experiencing some downfalls in your life and experiencing what we call mental block, you know? So when you achieve this kind of mental block in your ideation process, what do you do when you're stuck? Let's go with Jacqueline.
What I do first, maybe I will go and watch a movie, watch a comedy. I like comedy or romantic movie, and like science. Yeah, I like that. Like space. So you go to do whatever you like first, because I told there's emotions. You got to place your emotion in the right place. Then you need to work on. Yeah. So like a lot of people that don't deal with their emotion, that don't embrace their feeling. You need to get to know, yeah, I'm unhappy. Yes, I'm unhappy. How to get myself happy? What I do to make myself happy? You got to do something. Maybe you listen to music, watch movie, and you go out and shopping. It can be anything.
So it doesn't have like a specific thing. It can be anything as long as you feel that you're happy.
Yes. For yourself, you need to get to know your intentions and what you want.
I see. All right. So moving on to Dr. Jeffrey, what would you do? You know, when you're stuck in a mental block and you want to, you know, our client wants it tomorrow, but I cannot finish it. What do you do, you know?
First, I think you have to calm yourself down. Take a deep breath. Make yourself a coffee if you like coffee. Okay, like me, I either get a coffee or get a Coca-Cola. Okay, to be honest, that's the life habit I have. Then you would think to yourself, like, what's the reason that people look for you? In the first reason, okay, why people come to you instead of finding other people, like other consultants or other designers? Why specifically they want you to settle the job, you know? So stop. In that moment, there probably a lot of people will ask, God, why me? Like, why you pass this challenge to me? You know, I have enough problems to deal with. So, okay, so stop complaining to God. Stop. Okay, and start being thankful that there are people who need your help.
Yes.
Start being thankful. All right. Then you have then your headache will go off. then everything will taste better. And then, of course, you have to deal with reality. Then the mental block comes in. Then there are two ways. If you are blocked in the office, my suggestion is you go down, you'll take a walk.
Just to clear out your head, right?
Or you call your best friend and try to like be funny a bit, to talk to your best friend. Take back to the good old times, then come back. And then if you're at home, I have a habit to wash my own cars.
Wash your own car as well.
Because I never let people wash my cars. I wash my own cars, right? So because I love my cars and then I love everything about what I own, and I take good care of them. So I wash my, just like people doing yoga, right? Just like people doing meditation. But this kind of still motion really kills me. So I have to move. I have to move. So I let my body do so you do car washing, you can train your body. All right, you can stay in shape, and then you can get your car clean, and then you know what exactly happened to your car. Because without car, we cannot go anywhere, right? So I don't want to take Grab. No, that is a last solution. So that is what I do is or I help my mom with something. I just go soundless or listen to my records, my vinyl records, the jazz one, the 80s or 70s or 40s or the 30s. I listen to the vinyl records, the old one, where you put the needle on. Yeah, I still have the machine. So I listen to that kind of thing. So to calm myself down. But I think Jacqueline has a other way to do it. But for me is that the quickest, for me, I have to be counterproductive to so many things. So I have to wash my car, then I train my body, then I sweat, then I know what exactly I'm doing, and I have my mental block on.
I see. So I get it already. So what you guys are trying to say is that no matter what you guys do, as long as you guys are doing something that is contentful to your life, as long as you guys are doing something that makes you happy, just do it. Just do it, right? Just to lift the mental block.
Yeah.
I see. All right. So right now, okay, we're gonna enter our next session already. Okay, hope you guys are excited. Yeah, this is actually called the Speedy Q&A. So for all those people, all the viewers are watching at home or any place else in the world, you guys can actually comment down there. All right, it looks like we have it already. It's right here. Wow, so many comments right now. Okay, you guys can comment and send it to us right there, and we'll try to answer your questions whatsoever. But we're gonna start with Jacqueline first. All right, so this is the Speedy Q&A. Okay, I'm gonna shoot you guys an array of questions, and you guys gonna answer it between 1 to 3 seconds. Okay, after 3 seconds you lose already. Okay, are you ready or not, Jacqueline?
Okay.
All right, so what's your favorite movie?
The Passenger.
The Passenger. All right, plain t-shirt or dress?
T-shirt.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Electric guitar or acoustic?
Acoustic.
Fruits or vegetables?
Fruit.
Sunny or rainy?
Sunny.
Name your three biggest strengths.
Strange. Creative. Funny. Positive.
Your three biggest weaknesses.
Weakness.
Counting once, counting twice.
Negative, talkative, and sometimes too funny. Not serious enough sometimes. Not
serious enough. Okay, for the last questions, what are the three things you do to get ideas?
Get ideas. Research. This research and I do a lot of research to get ideas actually.
So it's always this, like when you buy properties, location, but you're doing this one is always research. Am I right?
And also sometimes you play games, you can get ideas.
I love it. Exquisite answers. All right. So right now for Dr. Jeffrey right now, are you ready or not?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1. What's your favorite color?
Black.
Favorite sport?
Basketball.
What is the funniest thing that has happened to you recently?
I forgot to bring keys to office.
I don't judge. Hopefully your staff doesn't know that. Morning, noon, or night?
Night.
Fast or slow?
Fast.
Cold or hot?
Cold.
What is better, being organized or attention to details?
I think both.
Describe Both. Okay. Describe yourself as a teenager in 3 words.
Rebellious, surprising, unorthodox.
What character would you play in the Avengers?
What character? Okay, Nick Fury.
Nick Fury. Oh man,
Yeah.
if you had one superpower, what would it be? And don't tell me it's blind on one side.
I want to be invisible.
Invisibility. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So last question. Do you have any hidden talents? Name 3.
Hidden talents. Okay. I'm
TikTok.
like an OCD guy. I'm an OCD guy. I like to be very clean, and then I have a specific love for coffee and Coca-Cola, and then I love everything which is vintage.
Everything that is vintage. That's why you have that music recorder in the,
Oh yeah.
I
Even
see.
cars.
All right. Looks like there's one speedy round. Yeah. Hopefully we can do it again in the next round. But right now, I would like to answer some, no, not me lah. I mean, like the speakers would like to answer some questions from the audience. We have one question from Tao Lin Fang. All right. Did I say it correct? Tao Lin Fang or Tao Lin Fang? All right. How do you stay focused when you feel discouraged and not seeing any promising progress? All right. Let's go with Dr. Jeffrey first.
Okay, I think to this audience here, how do you stay focused? For me, is that you're gonna believe somehow that this will work out, no matter how soon or how. For me, everything is like a karma. So if you do this, then you will come back later. It probably wouldn't be any sooner. But do you have any choice of not believing in that choice that you made for so long? You try to give it up. For me, is that you only can believe one thing: your instinct. Your instinct tells you what to do. So, in regards of all this research or analytics, or doing a lot of human tests, like psychological tests, like people like to do it. They like to go online, they look for the apps and ask for what's your future to be like or something, right? Like in 2020, what is going to happen for the next quarter of the year? They start to do all these tests. But fundamentally, I think is your instinct telling you that whatever you do is correct? In regards of any voices out there to tell you it's not, for me I have been a true example for what I believe, and it already worked out for me, And then it doesn't take really long. For 15 years, I think I achieved quite accurately to what I imagined. So I strongly encourage Tao Lin Fang, right? So to stay focused, and I'm not sure what focus is he or she in right now, but I think if you don't feel right with your choices, then you're gonna make it quick. You're gonna switch it. So don't waste time.
Is there grace period, like 6 months, 1 year, 2 years? Time can be rather relative at times. How
Yeah,
long
for me, anything less than a year, you cannot call it quit. You can't see progress.
I see. All right. So for the same questions, but redirected back to Jacqueline, what do you think?
You want to focus. Actually, I have the focusing issue as well. So how do I deal with it? I got to know my intention. So back to that question, intention. What you want to, if it's simple, if you want to get this job done, then your intention is want to get work done. So you will focus on it and get it done. That's simple.
I see.
Only simple. Yeah. It's like actually you cannot focus because your mind have a lot of informations and a lot of voices in your mind.
Speaking of focusing, right? There's this question from Boris as well. What kind of principles does Jacqueline look for in the artwork to evaluate overall quality? What kind of principles do you have?
My principles that I try to understand the brief as much as I can. You need to understand. Like Jeffrey said, you got to know it. You treat them as your girlfriend. You like your boyfriend, you got to know him, what he like to eat, what he don't like to eat. You need to understand, this is a core. You need to know the core. Then you only can fix the problem. If you never know your core, then you lost.
Very well put. Very well put. And then the question goes to from Xiang Kai. All right. So it's redirected to Dr. Jeffrey. So I guess what you're trying to say is what Dr. Jeffrey doing his profession or his passion. So what do you think? What are you doing right now? Is it your profession or is it your passion right now?
Actually, what I do right now is actually started from a long lost way of finding what I am truly passionate about, you know. So that's why I try 26 jobs just to find what do I good at.
26 is not a small number, man.
And then all of that before 25 already achieved. So in that 5 years of trying 26 jobs and at the same time still running my own business. And I come into a crossroad that, not even a crossroad, I think it's a freaking jungle, you know. It's a freaking jungle, and then you are so lost. You know? and then you don't know where to go, you know. You've got no compass. You can just keep getting on with the journey, like where does it point it up to. So after that, you have enough data to analyze what you are good at, and then with that 26 job combined, it comes to the result that actually all this has something that I could learn from, you know. I really learned. Then I put all that into what I started originally, my own business. I put that all back in and then started to run it like I own 26 companies. And then that is how I put all this loss become a game and then become a passion, and until today, it still goes on. Yeah.
Nice. Hopefully that answers the question for you, Xiang Kai. All right. So another question comes from Ali ASR. All right. So this is for Jacqueline. What makes an artwork extraordinary? You know, previously you said that everybody's ordinary, but you're going to put in some extra efforts to be extraordinary, right? So what makes an artwork extraordinary in your opinion, Jacqueline?
In my opinion, you can do it like with sharing like extraordinary and also emotions and also senses. Like what I said, that our ordinary kind of advertising we're doing is by visual only. What you see in the billboard, in the brochure, everything is in visual. So now we have a kind of like technology, we have a lot of tools. You can create something with that platform. So you can create something like more than one senses. Maybe something with sound. It can be, because the technology and the platforms is a lot now.
So you're gonna explore all chances, right, from all angles.
Yes.
I see.
Be, yeah. You can add one more sound. Like ordinary is only visual. You add one more senses, which is sound. So it got two. Like you do printing, you can do something with like, you can touch it, got textures, it got three. Like you do the packaging, you get to know. You have a lot of way to know it, to explore it. Like we do printing, you get a lot of technology. You can ask for your supplier, you get to explore with your supplier, your paper supplier. Now they're doing the paper, they have a lot of technology, got 3D printing. You go and explore. If you don't go explore, you cannot expand, you cannot improve.
I agree. You got to venture all possible opportunities to actually achieve what you want to achieve. All right. Hopefully that answers the question for you, Ali. And this specific question is actually targeted for both of you guys as well. So we're going to start with Dr. Jeffrey first. It comes from Bunny Siu E. All right. So then the question is, how do we handle over-demanding customers? I'm sure that in this industry, right, we have a lot of, this kind of types of customers. All right, let's face it. How do you deal with a lot of this over-demanding customers which keep on asking to change the design, change this, change this? How do you keep up with it?
Okay, me go first, is it? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so 15 years of dealing with customer satisfaction. I couldn't tell you all the funny things that happens, but yeah. But for me is, I will ask myself every time I get like this kind of customers, right? But for me, I would first, again, I would say, be thankful. Like, because the customer is not being accepted in other agencies, that's why it comes to me.
Yeah.
It comes to me, that's why I'm there to be sent to solve the problem, right? So for me, it's like a mission to complete. So is to do with my profession, okay, but I have to try my best. So my secret is to try my best to hold it, to solve it, and to make sure they are happy, no matter how long it takes. But they have to pay right.
I see.
Okay. They have to pay right, because this is like comes down to a respect. So I respect you as a client. Okay. So when it comes to you that, okay, this problem is solved, but it needed this amount of money to be solved. All right. But would you agree? So if they don't agree, then okay. Well, then I guess we have to find another way to deal with it. So, until we find a solution to solve the problem.
So it's like a
So there
two-way
is no,
street between the client and
and then
also.
for me, a lot of people misunderstood about clients because they are humans too. Nobody wants to be eagerly demanding unless they are really running out of ideas or running out of ways. They are out of the desperation, So to me, is that just like dealing with your girlfriend, okay? So if your girlfriend is frustrated about, you're hangry about, hangry means you're hungry and angry at the same time. But if you're hangry about something, they will ask, what's going on, What's going on? Tell me what you want. Just tell me what's the problem, okay? Then they tell you they're frustrated. They said change. Okay, and then I'll ask them, so what is the exact problem of the design? Is it you or is it your boss? Is it your boss making you frustrated that you yelled at me?
Transfer the energy.
That's right. Just like sometimes you have a girlfriend who have a disagreeing father, right? Then the girlfriend become very frustrated because the father don't agree to go out with you, right? So yeah. So the whole idea is the same, just different character. So then you have to find out what's frustrated the client, and then find out and then tell them like, it's okay, I can help you with this, so leave it to me. Then calm them down and just deal with it.
All right. Very well said indeed. So what about Jacqueline? How do you handle overall demanding customers which ask this, change that? How would you cope with it?
When they change, you got to understand why they change. Got to listen to them. You need to know, and they might change. They have their concern, which is you don't know it. So you know their concern. You know what they want, and what the reason they make the changes. So when you get it, then you can get the work done. Need to communications. The key words is communication and your key result. You need to remind them what's your key result. You need to know their key result, so you can fulfill their demand.
Wow, very well said, is it? Okay, but what if the customers, like, they don't know what they want? They're just like, I want to change this, but I don't know lah. Maybe it's the color, maybe it's the font. I just don't like it lah. So how how can we actually handle these types of customers?
Usually we ask the question like, actually what you don't like. And a lot of people, they can list out a lot what they don't like. And they say what you want is a little bit hard, because they don't have a very clear direction than what you want. But what you don't want, at least you know what you don't want. So you got to try. Got to like Jeffrey say, you got to know them, pamper them, please them. The same thing you're doing. If really cannot, for me, I a little bit 𝐬𝐧𝐤𝐧𝐞, you know. When I really cannot tahan, I will just say, okay lah, I don't want to do your business.
Or just like that. Okay.
I don't want to waste my time.
Our time is done already. Okay, no, I don't want to do this business.
Yeah, yes. but I will do this when I started with a client, a new client. When they ask me to do something, then like especially doing logo, a lot of them they don't know what they want, don't know what they are called. Then when you talk to them, they don't even can answer you whatever question you give to understand their brand. Then don't continue, don't do it. For me, I won't do it because it will waste a lot of time.
I see. Like Dr. Jeffrey said, it's a two-way street, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you cannot tell you and expect whatever they want, it's the communications is like not two-way ticket. It's only one way. When you go through, then nothing. You won't come back. Then how to get the answer? You never get the answer.
All right.
For me, it all comes down to the word respect, you know, respect. So is it mutually respected, or is it you are taking too much from my back, you know? So are you keep bombarding me without a reason, or is it for your own likings, you know? You think that you paid for me to suffer or something, you know? But for me, it's like you this is a relationship, man.
Yeah.
So if you don't respect my rights, and then you don't respect my profession, then you can do it all by your own, right?
Yeah.
So why you need me? You stay single, right? You stay single forever.
Yeah, yes.
Completely agree.
Then why you
agree
need
more.
a partner, right?
Yes.
So that's for me. That's for me. Respect is the keyword. Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully that answers your question, Bunny Siu Yi. All right. So that concludes our Q&A session already. But before we end the session, I would just like to seek your opinions. And what do you think? You know, because obviously seeing for this one, let's say I'm new. I'm seeing this one, and I want to start something new in this field, but I don't know how to do it. So what advice do you have for people like for me, or for example, or for all those people in the new playing ground? We can start with Dr. Jeffrey first.
Okay. I think first, every time when I have a new idea to want to start off with, you know, then I always talk to a friend that I trusted, and then they will fully support on my point of view. Only one guy. Only one person that will keep on supporting me and say, you do it, man. You do it. You can do it. Okay. You make it happen. And it doesn't matter. So you have to find a person who really support your idea. Only one person is enough. And then you carry that hope to do it, and then to find the right people to share the idea with. And then they don't even have to understand the idea. They have to understand what they need to do with the idea. Then they will run it. Then you become the commander to ask for people to run things for you, right? Then they'll ask you, they never even ask you, why is it for? They just want to get paid. Or they just want to share you with a vision, the same with you. So if you get down to the people who have like 5 people who are sharing the same idea with you, are willing to work on your ideas, and then you have a chance to succeed. Yeah, for me is that if you are budget constrained, make sure that you say this like, you say that this is not my idea. This is our idea. You know, it's a team. So if this worked out, it's because that you are here, you are here, you are here, you are here. I alone cannot be the hero to make this happen. So that's why that Superman and Batman need the Justice League. And Iron Man cannot fight for their own. They need a freaking, you know, Avengers to fight things.
And you're Nick Fury, so...
I want to have Nick Fury. So I don't have superpowers, but I know how to organize people. So I know how to make them think clear. Like, okay, just keep your childish act out the door. Just bring your adult side to the game, and then we run this with the mission. Okay? No more crying baby stuff going on. Yeah? I hate emotions. Okay? But I have to deal with emotions. I said, okay, enough. You want to cry? You cry for 5 minutes and then come back in.
Very well said.
If not, get lost. For me, it's like I got no time to waste, right? So how to deal with people and believe is that fundamentally you have to find somebody that you trust, you love, or you that fundamentally support you, whatever it is. In like my best friend, he always supported since I was 9 years old. No matter how stupid the idea was, he was still supportive. He would get down with me and say, "I don't know what you're gonna do, man. I just gonna go with you."
Just go ahead,
Okay,
right?
just go ahead. And then sometimes I would say to him, "I'm so sorry to bring you into this, but it's all right. I have fun."
I see. Well, very good advice. What about you, Jacqueline?
Yeah, I'm pretty much like Jeffrey. Yeah, I get someone to support. Of course, if you get like you really want to do something, then the one or two friends really like reject you. Like when you know the truth to rejecting, it's really hard to take it. It's
Yeah.
really, when you this negativity, when it conquer in your mind, then you feel really uneasy in your heart most of the time when you want to run the things you want to do. So like Jeffrey say, get someone who really supports you, like who really listen to you, no matter how like everyone who do stupid thing, everyone that make mistake. If you never make it, you don't know what a mistake is. How do you get to learn? If you don't want to learn, what you achieve in your life? Like a lot of motivation speaker, they will always say one thing: do it, just do it. You don't do it, you never know it. Although it's very stupid, although it's beyond your ability, but it doesn't mean you will fail. It doesn't mean it. For me, I don't. If yeah, although it's really you don't get it, just make it as a lesson. There's no harm.
All right, looks like we're experiencing some issues right here with the.
Oh, good now, I think.
You want to?
Yep, can hear you well. Yep.
It looks like the time are here already. So thank you so much for sharing your advices. All right, for people like us, or for all these young people who want to do something but don't have the courage to actually do so. Thank you so much for actually sharing all those advices. And right here, I would just like to extend my warmest thank you. You could be doing anything today. Let's be honest. All right, you could be doing anything, but you chose to actually came into our session right now, conducted a live, and just inspiring us on a daily basis. So for that, thank you so much, Dr. Jeffrey, and thank you so much, Jacqueline, for joining in our today's segment.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
All right, so right now, ladies and gentlemen, don't go yet because we still have some good news for you guys. I want to share one good news for you guys. I'm going to bring you guys one slideshow right here. So right now, Click Solution is currently hiring. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, Click Solution is currently hiring and looking for graphic designers, business development executives, and also project management. If you guys are interested in one of each, you guys can drop us an email or PM us your resume, and we'll call you out for an interview for those who are selected and shortlisted. All right, so once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your participation, and once again, thank you for Sotis Malaysia for sponsoring for today's segment, and all the winners will be actually announced tomorrow as well. So ladies and gentlemen, stick tuned, stay in the Click Solution Facebook page, and if you guys want to know more about Dr. Jeffrey or Jacqueline, you guys can actually Google them as well because they've been in this field for more than 10 years already. Very experienced veterans of the field. And once again, thank you so much for staying tuned. And today's event, Creative Thinking 101. My name is 𝐂𝐫𝐞𝐚𝐭, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Signing out.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
sudah pergi mana? Nobita sudah pergi ke sana ke sini.